Hello, a couple things that are going to be different today. One, I'm not alone in the barn. There's a cow here standing in the door, that big red cow. She's standing there at the door. I think she'll be quiet. She's trying to come out of the rain. And the other thing, you maybe hear thunder out there. Car just went by, I'm in the barn, doors are open, you're going to hear sounds like that. But this is the first time I've had to contend with thunder. Alright, on the last video, my apologies about the audio lag. The sound and the video are not in sync. I think that's I think it's because I'm using my laptop to try to upload the videos. I don't know. I'm going to see if I can do it another way. When my very good German friend, whom I call Shirley, was doing that for me, she seemed to be able to do it better, but I'll try to work that out. But I think you can understand me. It just doesn't work quite as well if someone who doesn't speak English so well, for example, probably it helps if they can see my face making the sounds at the right time. Okay, a couple reminders. Videos 9.2 and 9.3 are the videos that have the table of contents. That's where I set up the table of contents. You might want to go back to look at them. If you've come into the class late and you'd like to get yourselves self-organized and set up a set of notes. Some of you also might have been watching them but decided to not take notes yet and now decided, well, maybe I better start taking notes. I looked to see where the chronological survey is, and it's 18.1. By now you may be on to page 18.2, I don't know. Okay, and then one other reminder, just looking back here, humanitynotes.webs.com. That's a set of notes kept by Josh Wagner. Nick Rummel helped, and it's online. They do not line up exactly with what I'm doing now, but they're very close. And so the table of the order is not quite the same, and I numbered the table of contents differently. But other than that, take a look. It'll give you a real good idea where I'm going and where I've been. All right, on the 18th section, in the 18th section, chronological survey, stay tabbed in because this is still prehistoric. This is the prehistoric period and should fall under that. So tab in, metal use. There came a point where humans began to use metal, and I sort of give you my idea of how this happened. I'm quite sure that gold was the first metal that they used, and they probably used it strictly for ornamentation. I don't know. But why I say gold is because it occurs naturally as pure gold in nuggets. People don't find it anymore because mostly it's all been found. But I'm sure there were cavemen that came along came across gold nuggets and probably picked them up, probably hung on to them. It might seem funny to think of a caveman as wearing gold jewelry, but I imagine they did. And gold is very easy to work with, so probably very soon they figured out that you could pound it, you could make it into different shapes. It might have been a little later that they found out that you could melt it pretty easily. I'm not so sure about that. I'm guessing silver might have been the next, but I don't know. I don't know as much about this maybe as I should. I think silver occurs in very nearly a pure form. I know copper does. Copper can be found without refining it, without smelting it. You can get copper. Now to go to that step to bronze, into the Bronze Age, well, that I think about that some, for humans to have figured out that you have to mix copper with, I think it's tin, mix the two together to get this material bronze. That's pretty good. I have some bronze here in the shop. I don't feel like walking over to get it, but I plan to cast bronze here. It's a pretty neat material. And of course, well, I shouldn't say of course, you may know that there was quite a long age of man called the Bronze Age, where that was the metal that was of primary importance for tools and weapons. Even by the time of King David in the Bible, it was still the Bronze Age. The Iliad, the Odyssey, Homer's epics, that was the Bronze Age. Can you hear that? The cow was licking itself. We're in the Iron Age now. Since the Romans, basically, more or less when the Romans were there, iron has been the principal material, and with it steel. That's the age we're in now. Well, The other thing I just want to mention is at a certain point humans figured out that if you take charcoal and put a blast of air on the charcoal, either through a straw or blow or with a bellows like a blacksmith does, you can get a fire that is so hot that it will melt metal. It will even melt iron, which takes a very hot fire. Now, how to get charcoal? Well, it's not hard to get. I mean, it may be hard to get very efficiently, but if you have a big fire and it's burning, and then you just throw water on a fire and put it out, there's going to be a lot of charcoal left there. There are other better ways to get charcoal. When you take charcoal, put a blast of air on it, and say have it inside a kind of a kiln made out of ceramic, brick, you can get a very, very hot fire. And you know, and that certainly made bronze possible and made a lot of the other stuff possible as well. Okay, I do want to talk about one other thing today, so there'll be a second video, but that's it for this time.